So, folks, we have to talk now about AI because it's both terrifying and stupid. And, maybe some other emotions thrown in there as well. But I want to share with you a clip that was sent to me by Salmon Moose from Larry Ellison talking about how AI models and databases are going to interact in the near future. Let's take a look, shall we?
Models are trained on publicly available data, all the data on the internet. So if you look at ChatGPT or Anthropic, Grok, Llama, what have you, they're all trained on all of the data on the internet. In other words, publicly available data. But for these models to reach their peak value, you need to not train them not just on publicly available data, but you need to make privately owned data available to those models as well. And that's where Oracle plays a particularly important role, because most of the world's high-value data is already in an Oracle database. We just had to change, and it is past tense, we did change that database so that that Oracle database can take the data that's already in the Oracle database and make it available to AI models for reasoning. So the AI model can reason on not just public data, but on private data. These AI models are...
So that's Larry Ellison there, explaining that in order for his magic beans to work, in order for the magic beans to work properly, grow the largest of magical beanstalks, they need all of your secrets. All of your personal secrets that you don't want to tell anyone, you have to tell them to another person who then whispers them to the beans, the bean wizard, as it were. And only then will the AI magic beans be able to fully flourish. That sounds very illegal. It does, doesn't it? But what we're seeing happen here is that these AI companies are growing so desperate that they don't really care about the legality. Like, that's kind of why one of the copyright, these copyright cases have been popping up over and over and over again, with different media conglomerates suing, or authors getting together and collectively suing these AI companies that have been training off of copywritten data. But they continue to use the copywritten data. They continue to use all of the data that has been established is illegal for them to use. They just bull ahead with it, because what they are hoping is that they are going to break so many different laws in so many different ways, but then create something so useful that in retrospect, all of their crimes will be forgiven. And it remains to be seen if that strategy is going to work. I would wager probably not, because I don't think that their goal of creating general artificial intelligence is actually going to succeed. Because what they're trying to do is create something that is so valuable that every company and every person on Earth is going to want to pay for it. They aren't actually capable of delivering that technology. It is all flim-flam. It is all nonsense. It turns out the guy on the side of the road with the magic beans just had 3 beans. And what's happening here is just a colossal scam. The issue is, there are some people out there, I saw a Hank Green video, no shade at Hank Green or anything like that, but I saw one recently where he was talking about how these things can do a reasonable facsimile of work. Except that you need to understand that their ability to do that is highly dependent on having a massive amount of infrastructure that is not making money and is actively burning comically large piles of it every day. every day that these data centers operate, they are using up so much water, so many resources, poisoning communities, poisoning people and the air and the water, that if they can't turn this technology profitable, it will cease to functionally exist on the scale it currently does. And yeah, no, the guy talking in this video is, you know, evil. He's basically arguing that we should all live in under constant surveillance by AI because he's genuinely an insane billionaire, because there is something about being a billionaire that puts you so out of touch with normal everyday people that you think, yes, everyone wants to be observed by an AI like surveillance system at all times. This is psychotic? Yeah, no, yes. But basically, guys, if they can't make this technology profitable in like the next year, you're going to start seeing a lot of these data centers start closing down because like there's just not enough money to keep them open and to keep this technology functional. And that's not to say we wouldn't continue to see generative AI in some form. It's just that it would need to be massively scaled down because there's no way to run it at the scale it currently is without like a massive influx of cash. And we're already kind of maxed out at the amount of cash that can be infused into AI tech. I think the bubble will burst by May. I mean, like analysts are saying that at the current rate of investment, like all investment capital on Earth would need to go into AI to keep it open beyond this summer. And like, you know, give or take a few months, but like, it's not like they aren't making money off of this. Now, of course, one of the things we have to talk about is that Coca-Cola is trying real hard to make AI a thing. But like, this is where we're at, right? The largest, most powerful beverage company in the world, or at least one of them, is trying to put out and replace their workers in like their advertising division with AI. And they're trying to claim they've cut 60% of their advertising staff. You know, they made this ad with 60% less people involved. And I want you all to watch this. And I want you all to keep in mind that they're trying to build this as a good thing. Here you go. It's so dog shit. Isn't this literally last year's commercial? No, like it was uploaded 2 days ago. Like, not only that, but like people hate it. This feels like a Facebook mum post. Coca-Cola, ChatGPT, create the 2025 Christmas Coca-Cola advert with animals. ChatGPT, can you specify the type of animals? I couldn't care less. Any. Ah, yes, the holiday spirit of firing your employees to produce AI slop. I really miss pre-AI internet. Mr. Krabs has become CEO of the Coca-Cola company, and since he doesn't want to pay a real person for normal advertising, he uses AI instead. The most profitable commercial in Pepsi's history. Like, fucking damn, dude. Can Pepsi please make an ad to roast Coca-Cola? Real magic is when you hire an actual artist with a soul. The fact that it says real magic is hilarious. There's no one even driving the trucks. Nothing says holiday spirit like laying off your whole graphics department in the name of moving forward and pushing the envelope. My favorite part is how the animals can't seem to decide if they want to imitate real life or a cartoon. I never wanted Pepsi so badly in my entire life. The thing is, no one likes this. No one likes this. And honestly, the better people get at discerning what is and is not AI via exposure to AI, the more they hate it. The more they hate it. And, like, what is interesting to me about this is that this is one of the wealthiest companies on the planet. And they can't even make AI palatable to their audience. Right? Like, we're talking like, they have an advertising department that I'm sure dwarfs the population of small countries, you know? And they can't do it. Like, this is like number one, it looks like garbage. But even if it didn't look like garbage, the messaging is just garbage. Like, what I really don't want to attribute like the quality of soulfulness to advertising, because advertising is so, you know, false. But I just want you guys to compare that to, say,
with R.T. Larry Ellison, found this.
Like this one. This is from 1971.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing. Sing with me. Perfect harmony. Perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a book and keep it company. And the real I like to teach the world to sing. In perfect harmony and me. And I'd like to buy the world a coat and keep it company. It's the real thing. What the world wants today. It's the real thing. What the world wants today. It's the real thing.
Like, they got together maybe like 100 people to be on camera and sing together. And like, the ethos of that and like the song, there's artistry there. There's artistry, there is messaging.
You know what Coke needs? You and your Johnson.
True, Andrew S. But like, and I'm not here to be like, oh man, Coca-Cola was really a bastion of the arts. But like, in spite of the corporatism of the fact that it's for an ad, you know, a fundamental human connection shines through that. You know, the desire for a diverse array of people coming together in the midst of the Cold War to like share a drink. You know, like the idea of universal brotherhood. You know, there are ideas at play here. Okay, and when you look at like let me replay this godforsaken monstrosity. Actually, I think there was even there's actually another one as well. Yeah, here we go. This is a new one from 2 days ago. Just compare it.
Season of
Yeah, this is AI. It's disgusting gibberish. It's disgusting gibberish LARPing as a human construct. Also, the one part of this ad that I actually found amusing was specifically this part. This scene right here where it looks like this elderly rabbit is in the road and is about to be run over by these cars. And then we see the reverse shot and it's just like, yeah, the sweet release of death. I never wished for life at all. I have been granted life by a cruel and meaningless system, and my job isn't even actually to be alive, but to fake it, to present a falseness of life. Please end me, fake truck. Like, he yearns for the sweet release. And then we never see him again because nothing matters and it's all bullshit. Like, why is the bunny suicidal? If you existed within this world created by AI, would you not be? Like, there's just nothing is being communicated here other than, like, Coca-Cola. Remember that? Do you remember it? Do you remember all the nostalgia you had for, like, I don't know, like, Coca-Cola ads? Remember that? Remember your childhood? We're just gonna pillage that for the imagery. And oh yeah, we're also gonna combine it with a bunch of stock clips of other people's art, because basically what you're looking at here, folks, is a bunch of plagiarized nonsense thrown together by an AI device. What you're looking at is a bunch of other people's work that has been plagiarized by the plagiarism device and stripped of any of its meaning and then thrown back together into this devoid of any meaning whatsoever. So, you know, that's where we're at with that. And, you know, I think maybe we need to cleanse ourselves with the healing power of song. You know, like we've had our eyes and ears assaulted here. So let's really do ourselves a favor and maybe take a look at some soothing tunes. Let's take a look at a new band I discovered titled from a band titled The Experience. I don't know much about it, but let's preview one of their latest singles here.
Airplanes hit a field, the Pentagon, the Twin Towers.
Oh no.
Who were the victims on 9/11? Civilians, police, firefighter.
Yeah, no, this is AI. The song and the art, I assume, are both AI. So yeah, that was the newest single from The Experience, titled September 11th, 2001, in parentheses 9/11, the single. And of course that is AI generated, and I've never been so moved. You know, maybe we shouldn't. You know, like, have you ever looked at AI and said, hey, maybe we shouldn't, though? Like, maybe this is a bad idea. If you can't tell, I couldn't sleep last night. Yeah, like, thousands of people died. Thousands of people died, and then some jackass went and typed in, write me a song about 9/11 victims, and it shit it out in half a second, and then they uploaded it onto Apple Music, and now it's just there forever. This doesn't even have the virtue of like someone having like an idea they want to convey. This is just rampant exploitation of tragedy and death in order to make a quick buck. Like this, you have to understand, one of the things about content creation when it comes to AI is that AI created content is being created by people en masse in order to hack algorithmic content like delivery. You know, this gets delivered to you, and you make that person, you know, it gets delivered to you, but also it gets delivered to a million other people. And hey, if just a handful of them buy it, guess what? That song made $10 for whoever shat it out of a content generator. And you can just shit out a near infinite amount of this type of shit within a handful of hours. And if one or two people out of the millions that get exposed to each song buy it or spend money on it, or it gets monetized just a fraction of a percent, you stand to make a lot of money off of this. But like, all of the infrastructure that makes this mass generative AI boom possible is only existent because massive amounts of venture capital think that this is going to like replace actual workers, replace actual musicians, replace actual human beings. It's not even buying now. With streaming, you just have to shit out 1,000 songs and you'll get plays. Insane bullshit. None of it is profitable except to the scam artists who want to use it en masse. Like there are a tiny handful of people shitting out a massive amount of AI content, and it's specifically designed to make money just if you look at it, just if you happen to see it. It will replace human beings, already is, but you're not listening to me if you think that that is going to last. The issue is those companies aren't making money. The companies creating and building the infrastructure for AI aren't making money. And if they can't get the money they need, they're going to fail and shut down. Hence the AI bubble bursting. Exactly, Jem Williams. So, like, you have to understand this AI depends on the infrastructure. If we don't have the infrastructure, it ceases to function. Now, and if you want to see just where we're at in terms of how cooked things are at the moment in just the political world when it comes to AI, I just want to play you a small snippet of this because it's insane. This was the 2025 Virginia Lieutenant Governor debate, and you might ask, why is debate in air quotes there, Jack? Why are you putting it in air quotes?
AI makes me appreciate Scandinavian songwriter camps. Laurel Barker, I am so sorry for everything I have ever said about you. This is a weird deep doot into Lily lore, and I do apologize.
Well, Lily Love Stuff, thank you for the $5 dono. The reason debate is in air quotes here from the guy who uploaded it, who is John Reed, who is trying to be the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. He lost, by the way, last night. Is because he couldn't get his opponent to actually debate him, and so this happened. Welcome to the 2025 Virginia Lieutenant Governor virtual debate.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us on this unique occasion for an exchange of ideas between the two candidates running to be the next Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. First, the Republican candidate, Mr. John Reed. Welcome, Mr. Reed. Next, the Democrat candidate, State Senator Ghazala Hashmi. Senator Hashmi, are you there?
Good to be here. Thanks so much.
Okay. First, let's get to opening statements, starting with Senator Hashmi.
I'm running to be Virginia's next lieutenant governor because voters need someone who has the experience, knowledge, and ability to fight for Virginians, especially given the chaos coming out of Washington. I have a track record with regard to the issues that Virginians care about: education, healthcare, housing, and opportunity. I am ready to make policy that will make Virginia an example for other states.
Mr. Reed, your response?
Well, it's too bad that Senator Hashmi won't appear for a real debate. If she's not willing to engage in her own campaign for lieutenant governor, I don't know why anybody thinks that she'd be able to fight for anything in Washington, D.C. And indeed, the things that she has fought for in the state Senate are the things that most Virginians don't like keeping the schools closed for an extra year, like pushing for boys and girls sports, advocating for men in women's private spaces, higher taxes, releasing criminals early. Everything that we would identify as a problem in the state of Virginia, Ghazala Hashmi has pushed. Now, you compare that to me.
If you're wondering what's happening here, this man was such a loser that he couldn't get his opponent to show up to a real debate. And rather than, do an empty chair event, with real people in attendance, he sat in a room by himself with a camera and recorded a one-way back and forth with an Alexa standing in as a moderator and as his debate opponent. He AI generated a facsimile of his opponent in order to debate against it. This is shower thoughts made manifest. And then he looked at it. He had someone on his campaign edit it and put it up on YouTube. And it is loser shit. But not only that, he loses the debate. Losing a debate against AI is crazy. How do you control everything the moderator and your opponent says and you still lose? Listen, liberal gets bodied by a computer program. Imagine getting cooked by an AI you yourself generated in a situation you completely control. Bro lost to an AI version of his opponent. Congrats on making history. SNL couldn't write a better script. How do you lose to someone who didn't show up?
Simpsons did it.
It's insane. Yeah, he loses it. Now, I don't know that we have the time or inclination to go over this insane nonsense, especially considering the election is now done and his opponent won in the election as well. But if you guys do want to do this at some point in the future, I will cover this entire thing just because it's just such a weird thing to do. It's such an impressive self-own. And I would happily watch the entirety of this debate out of a morbid curiosity. But we'll leave that for a future segment. All I want to put forward here is this, that right now we are in the middle of an unprecedented time where, trillions of dollars has backed this technology, mostly from venture capitalists who have no idea about anything related to technology. They just see it as a way of making a quick buck because they get wowed by all of the tech bro nonsense babble. And so $1 trillion has gone into this. And the only good it seems to be doing in our society is spouting off gibberish onto the internet to profit scammers and scam artists, but also to crap out horrible political campaign moves like this, or to try and replace workers with garbage content that people hate. And it's kind of just bizarre. And yeah, you might notice the trend there isn't good exactly. It's just that's the effect it has.
So went with chosen family to vote on Professor 50 last night, which passed. Celebrating the blue wave. Faith in humanity almost restored.
Well, and that's the thing, because there's a light at the end of this AI tunnel. And that is, this bubble cannot last. Even the folks who are pro AI, look at the financial information and they go, yeah, it's a bubble, but like maybe the bubble won't pop this time. Maybe the bubble will just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger forever. And like, that's stupid horse shit. Like, that's just stupid horse shit to get you to be the one holding the bag. I want you to know that their plan is to say stupid horse shit in order to convince you to buy in so that they can sell and you're left holding one of the biggest financial time bombs in history. So just letting you know, that's what's happening here. And if you need historical examples of similar things happening, I encourage you all to look into the incident of the South Sea bubble, because we're in a very similar circumstance at this moment. That being said, let's move on. Can't believe someone made a song about 9/11 via AI. Just disgusting.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.